Hope you've enjoyed that.
Hey, Ben, why don't you tell people that they should become subscribers, and then let's answer some questions.
Okay, sounds good. So you should subscribe. Why? Because we've been here with you since your birth. Okay? We have
Just today.
I have been here since I have been here. My children have celebrated no less than 4 birthdays. When I go home, it'll be as though I have come home from war. For that sort of sacrifice, well, not really. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not Pete Davidson. But
no stolen valor.
And no stolen valor. But it will be as though I went to the moon and came back, and my children. I hope my wife is still married to me. And
You went on a long vacation.
I went on a long vacation and I came back. All I can say is I hope that my wife has not had me legally declared dead. So for all of that,
she can do that.
You
She's
should
a
pay
doctor,
us.
you know.
Wait, Ben Shapiro's
Yeah,
wife is a doctor?
did you not know that?
She is, in fact, a doctor. It's true. If you wish to help pay for my wife's medical education and or the rest of the deplorable folks on this panel, particularly Knowles, who legitimately just sits around the office with like a tin can and a hat out in front of him while playing his ukulele, then you really ought to pay us.
He plays a ukulele.
Ben, I want some more.
$9.99 a month will help you support shows like this one, God help us, and ensure that, and for $99 a year, you get all of those, $99 a year. For those of you who don't know math, that is less than $9.99 a month. I know, elections analysis, we bring it to you, numbers, we break down the hard stats. $99 a year is less than $9.99 a month. Incredible. And you get the Leftist Tears hot or cold tumbler, which is being so frequently used these days. It has all sorts of incredible powers. It infuses you with the strength of the gods and the knowledge of the wise men. It gives you freedom from sin. We keep trying to use it enough on Knowles.
It's getting late. It must be getting late around here.
But unfortunately,
I think we've lost Ben, guys.
Yeah, you lost me long ago, my friends. All I can say is I'm vamping at this point until we get some Dean Heller results.
I am not kicking it to a commercial right now, to a question right now. The reason is that hearing Ben slur his words and talk about how long we've been here reminds me of those heady days of yesteryear.
Oh, yeah.
Some 2 years ago this very evening when we were assembled, you three and I, along with our good friend Bill Whittle, and we were first confronting the reality that the President of the United States had once was a man who had once, in the recent past, bought steaks, written his name in Sharpie on the front, held a press conference and said that he does in fact make Trump steaks. And we have some clips from that evening.
Oh my gosh.
I want to remind you of 3 things. First, we'll take this in order. First, how long that night was.
Oh my God.
And note how temperate we've been tonight, how little drinking and how little smoking. We did not accurately pace ourselves, if you'll recall. And so I think
this
that,
we, Jeremy?
I think we have an example of how I collapsed into drunken stupor as the night went on. Can we see that? Could you guys throw that up? This is, wow. You may recall by the end of the night, I was slouched over in my chair. It almost looked like I was listening to my shoe, like I was on the phone with someone, and I had a shoe phone, like on a spy movie, but I didn't go to the trouble of taking the shoe phone off of my foot. I just collapsed into ruin. Not long after this came the moment that Bill Whittle declared, sort of like a preacher at the end of a wedding. I now pronounce it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Mr. and Mrs. Bill Whittle proclaimed the President of the United States was Donald Trump, and it led to this beautiful moment.
Grace towards Hillary Clinton. He's the president. He's not trying to get it anymore.
Sorry, you just like. Oh my God, this is in this country.
Look how young we were. How innocent, full of hope and promise. I actually think Bill was a little offended.
A little.
He's not laughing.
A little.
I noticed he's never come back.
Yes. That was 25 years ago today?
Yeah.
That was 1 million news cycles ago.
In Trump years.
You remember when that happened? There was a guy named Barack Obama who was president of the United States.
What?
Do you remember a time when there was a guy? You might recall.
Yeah.
He was a black gentleman.
Like a block of obsidian.
Like you could not scale. You could not scale that block.
You could not. No joke could be made.
And he was, a guy who was president for like 8 years.
Yeah.
A historic president.
President of America?
Yeah. It's right. And then a bunch of shit happened. And suddenly, Donald Trump, a host of a show called The Apprentice, was president of the United
And
States.
Celebrity Apprentice.
And Celebrity Apprentice. And was president of the United States. And he proceeded to spend the next 2 years obliterating any memory that we all have of this, like Men in Black.
It is amazing.
Like he just went around with the little gun, like with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, just erasing our memories of any time that existed before President Trump was president, making himself so ubiquitous that folks on the left would see Trump everywhere, like the Virgin Mary in toast. They would just see him randomly in clouds, in objects, at night, a shadow on the ceiling. There was President Trump. And every time they thought about him, his image and his power grew. And as that image and that power grew, time warped around the very mass of his manly image. And the left began to slowly but surely lose their minds. Slowly but surely, things that had heretofore been normal were seen as decadent and terrible. Heretofore, things that normal political language was seen as totally off the wall. And folks did not remember a time when a man named Barack Obama had done these exact same things and said these exact same things. Times had changed. Things were different. It was as though the universe had collapsed into a small mass, smaller than we could possibly conceive of, and then expanded forth in a burst of bright light, filling up the possible universes with a scale of events too difficult to imagine.
I remember this, do you?
Yeah, it was this.
And now here we are. 250 years later, thinking back
And yet
on
still,
that time.
and we haven't aged.
We haven't
5
aged
days. Yeah.
one bit because this is all a simulation. Can I have the bong, please?
I think you already had the
You know,
Ben Shapiro, I believe
God, how much do you guys want me to vamp here? My God, like where the hell are
we
you
are